With numerous set leaks, The Dark Knight Rises and the Avengers have been dominating the headlines for months now. But what of another comic book movie, Sony's relaunch of Spider-Man? Despite a few of their own leaks and a full-length trailer released back in July for San Diego Comic-Con, the web-slinger has found little traction among fanboys and mainstream audiences alike. So, what's the problem? First off, while many have questioned the lack of security on The Dark Knight Rises and the Avengers sets, at this point one has to assume the leaks are intentional. For instance, The Dark Knight Rises has yet to release a full-length trailer. One is rumored to be in front of Sherlock Holmes 2 with a possible 8-minute sneak peek in front of IMAX showings of Mission Impossible Ghost Protocol, yet we've already got a pretty good idea of what to expect come July 20th, 2012. Has Sony's publicity department not evolved quickly enough for today's movie market? Then again, if they were to leak set photos, would those photos make headlines? After all, it's the newness of Christopher Nolan and Joss Whedon's universes that has audiences buzzing. With Spider-Man, we've seen it. Small tweaks just might not be enough to refresh the franchise. And do audiences really want it refreshed in the first place? The other problem Sony might have is that while it went off the rails a little bit toward the end, overall audiences were happy with the Sam Raimi Spider-Man. These movies were incredibly successful and recent. The last one came out just 4 years ago, and it'll be just 5 when The Amazing Spider-Man hits theaters July 3rd, 2012. And all that success brings another problem. Audiences are already extremely familiar with the material. It might have been a bad move for Sony to tell Spider-Man's origin story yet again, which even non-comic book fans can recite at this point thanks to 3 movies, animated series, and a Broadway play. Interestingly, the one event that really grabbed headlines for The Amazing Spider-Man is when comedian Donald Glover started an online campaign asking for a chance to audition for the lead role. This drew a lot of attention to the fact that all major on-screen superheroes are white. Considering the attention given to Glover's campaign, it's certainly surprising that the studios have yet to capitalize on this clear interest from audiences. Glover was never even allowed to audition. However, Marvel has capitalized on it. While it's a little shady as to whether or not Glover inspired their decision, in September the comics publisher relaunched its Ultimate Spider-Man title with a new man behind the mask, Miles Morales. Series creator and writer Brian Michael Bendis has introduced a new origin story for this half-black, half-Hispanic inner-city tween who is taking on the mantle of Spider-Man after Peter Parker's death. This relaunch has been getting plenty of attention and rave reviews, as Bendis turns the spotlight on a demographic that's rarely portrayed anywhere in entertainment, despite being one of the medium's biggest consumers. Did Sony miss an opportunity here? What do you think? Should Sony have let Spider-Man hibernate a little longer, perhaps waiting to see how the Miles Morales gambit played out? Or if you're behind this reboot the way it is, what do you think Sony should do to get it back in the headlines? Write your thoughts down below. I'm Grace Randolph, and this has been a Movie Bite. You can watch more right now.